Cool. Right, let's get this started then. Welcome everyone to the first GTA Live. I'm James Goulsborough, obviously one of the partners of the firm, and we're look to give you valuable insights to enhance your business. That is the idea of hosting these fortnightly meetings.
What would be, I'd say the first question I'm going to pose to James Plant is, what is break even? What's break even point? What is that in business terms?
So you're looking for the point at which your business has got enough income to meet its costs. That's technically break even point. So that's where your income and costs match. So if you increase your income above that, then you'll start to make a profit.
Do you think that people set out in business and they know this, that this is important?
No, most people set out in business because they've got an idea, they want to run a business of whatever it happens to be. Very few people, I think, start businesses with a view to how much it actually costs them. And if they do, quite often they get it wrong.
Yeah.
They have an idea in their heads as to if they sell something for 10% more than they bought it for, they're making a profit. They don't include all of their costs. They ignore things. I've come across sports coaching companies where they were providing staff out to site for less than they were actually charging the site for the staff. So they were losing money. Very easily done. Talked to the directors of the company, and they said, well, of course, we're adding, £10 an hour onto what we're paying the chaps to do the job. Said, yes, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
So
I've seen that with engineering companies as well that have been going for years and years, and they haven't upped their prices. So I'd say they've kept the same pricing, but all their other costs have been going up. So this is these are companies that have been going for maybe 10 years, and where wages have gone up, other overheads have gone up, or they've not actually costed the project correctly, including overheads.
Yes,
so
when you're in an inflationary
situation.
marketplace, inflationary costs, you have to be very, very keen on making sure that your margin is maintained. And this is where we get round to looking at margins and saying, well, what is your actual gross margin against your costs? And that has to be maintained. If that starts to get eroded, then of course you're not making as much money as you were the year before.
Yeah. Which is why they say turnover is vanity and profit is sanity.
Yes. And cash is king.
Well, James, yeah, absolutely. Cash in the bank is where it all counts. But unless you get your gross margin right, and your break-even point, you're not going to see the cash in the bank. You don't have a chance of seeing the cash in the bank. The cash will just go out the door.
We see business owners that mix up profit with cash flow.
Yes, all the time. Very easily done.
Why? Or what happens?
It's the understanding of what's not theirs. They don't. Sometimes we've seen when we've taken on clients where they've failed to understand that actually the money they've received in part of the VAT part of revenue is actually not theirs to spend, and therefore we've been pretty good with clients and say have a separate business bank account and move that away into it. So effectively it's a savings pot for their future liabilities.
Yeah, it's not your money.
Therefore, it gives them a better idea and inclination of where the cash in the trading account, or the current account, as most of them are, is actually used to run the business. And it doesn't.
So I would say every business from day one should have a cash flow spreadsheet. Now, you hear the adverts from Xero that say we'll forecast your cash flow, but they, as far as I've seen, the actual Xero app itself will just show you that's what's coming in based upon what you've invoiced, and that's what you're due to pay out based upon what invoices you've received. So that's quite short term. I recommend all clients have a cash flow for a year, because there can be those bumps ahead in the road, or a tax liability that you need to see in order to forecast the cash flow properly. But it can be very simple ins and outs. And also it helps with decision making, because you can pop something into your cash flow, and we can send templates to clients. We can provide simple templates to clients. If you want one at the end of this, just let us know and we'll send you something over. If you haven't got one for your business, that's very easy to populate, and we'll just give you that cash flow picture for the next 12 months. And it's always changing. So then you put in actually what did we do? And that's the really important part as well, that every month you're looking at where you're at versus where you forecast you would be. It's not any more complicated than that.
No, it doesn't need to be, does it? Otherwise, you get lost.
Get tangled up in a spreadsheet or something.
You're not having a massive spreadsheet, like it runs away with you.
Yeah. So it's as simple as it needs to be until your business needs more analysis.
Yes, exactly.
But I also strongly believe that business owners should give themselves a break from the business every 3 months.
Yeah, it's a good strategy to have, because
everyone's sitting here thinking, right, when did I last go on holiday? When did I last have a break?
I'll see you in 3 months.
Cheers, James. See you later.
I didn't say that you were off for 3 months, and you said you need a break every 3 months. That's
no, but we'll replay it, and I'm sure you said off for 3 months. So
because
it's a good thing to do, because then you come
to recharge and get fresh ideas.
You come away from the business, and obviously straight away you start doing other things you want to do, and before long you actually start thinking about your business again.
Yeah, you want to get back, itching to get back, and implement this, that, and the other.
Yeah, have you seen something that needs to be improved on? Oh, no, actually, this is something I didn't think about, a new strategy. That's where we come into it as your advisors, where we can help you understand that if you look to go down that route, is there potential to bring more benefit to your business?
How, just going on to this is a completely off subject, how do you stop paralysis by analysis? When you get so many ideas and things just don't seem to get done. And I'm just put this to the floor to everybody, because we're all probably creative people as well, that ideas are always popping in your head. How do you make sure that it gets done?
That's a good question. I'm very guilty of just getting on and doing it.
I think
by yourself. What about if you have to manage the team to get something done there as well? Because if it's just you, you can say, "Oh, I'm just going to do it." But I suppose that comes from your coaching background.
Yeah,
getting results.
Yeah, but equally, if it's delegated to a team, an expected time frame for it to be done.
Setting the actions.
Yes, set the actions, time frames, and then I think being open to that, possibly you might have to change some things as well. It might not go as planned you thought it would, because if it's gone to a team member, they might have a better idea of how to implement it, or you come across a stumbling block that requires then that to be removed.
Yeah. Just message me, yes, if you have these same frustrations as well, and that you have so many ideas and how you get them done. I use something called a one-page plan, which breaks exactly what you said down into a single A4 piece of paper or on your computer. That basically you set out where you are now, where you want to be, how you're going to get there. It's working on the how then, and the how then drives down into strategies, tasks, who's responsible, and by when. And then you keep going back to that document every month, or what, depending how long the project is. But then someone said to me once about projects and elephants. Did you hear that before? Has anyone heard that one?
No. Go on, let's hear it.
How do you eat an elephant?
One mouthful at a time.
Yeah. So every project in the business is the same. Just breaking it down into those. I don't think we're afraid to go there with our clients, are we?
No. It's all we strip it back. It can be deemed a negative word, but it's not. We bring it into manageable sizes,
steps,
in order to achieve it. Otherwise, it can overwhelm us.
I would say exiting the business is probably an elephant.
Yes. Yeah.
And maybe we'll do the next session on exiting, business
Brilliant.
exit. What do you think? That's like a good one to do.
Get my 3 months off and I get to exit the business.
You can get the feeling we're trying to get rid of anyone here.
I'm looking forward to this. Let's go.
Have we got any questions? Because I think that covered off a lot of break even and cash flow, and then lots of other things as well. And we managed to get elephants in there.
No,
Has anybody got any questions? I can't see anything popping up on the chat. So if not, then we hope that it was of some value and we weren't waffling on. And we'll say that's a wrap.